Good morning. It's a beautiful day in Northern California. My name is Tom Hall and I'm about to take you on a great adventure. We're going to get on Highway 101 up here in Northern California in Santa Rosa, and I'm going to head down 101 all the way down to San Diego. Along the way we're going to be stopping at some campgrounds. It's going to be a camping trip for me, and I have this book here that was given to me by a very dear friend named Lady Margaret. And this book here is called California Camping, the complete guide to more than 1,400 tent and RV campgrounds. And what I really like about this book is that every campground in here gives you a lot of details, but it also gives you what's called a scenic rating from a 1 to 10. And I'm going to try to pick out campgrounds that have a scenic rating of like 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm also going to try to find campgrounds that are right along the coast. And when I do find those campgrounds, I'm going to, of course, sit back with a nice campfire, maybe a cigar, and I'm going to try to read this nice book here that I got called Who Moved My Cheese? It's been sitting on my bookshelf for quite some time. I've never really read it, but it's a #1 bestseller, and I thought, why not bring it along and enjoy some reading while I'm sitting by a campfire. So as you can see here, I've got everything that I need. I just picked up this Yakima rocket box from REI. I got the nice roof rack here. It was a little bit hard to install. Well, it wasn't hard to install, but you really had to pay attention. Last thing you want to do is be driving down 101 and give the person behind you a surprise, you know, flying through the air. So if you come around here, I'll show you a little bit about what I've got, my setup. This is my Trek 4.5 Madone, and really a nice bike. I have it on I picked up this bike rack some time back, and in the trunk, come around here, you can see, of course, I've got my cooler, and then I also have my unicycle. Unicycle is going to be a great thing to be tooling around places like Pismo Beach and Santa Barbara on, so I'm really happy that I'm bringing that with me. And then over here in the skybox, I open this up. I'm bringing actually 2 tents. I'm bringing a really large tent that actually sleeps 4 people, and I'm going to use that if I'm going to stay at a campground for 2 or 3 days. If I just pull into a campground real quick, I've got a real small, like 2-man tent that I'll be able to set up real easily. I have my cooler, I have my propane lantern, I've got some water, sleeping bag, I've got my Coleman stove, and some other goodies in there. So with that being said, we're going to hit the road and enjoy a great day here in Northern California on our way down to Southern California. And I'm really happy to be able to be bringing you along. Alright, here we are cruising along Highway 101. I'm just leaving Sonoma County, heading into Marin County. It's about 1 o'clock. Traffic is pretty moderate, and it's a gorgeous day here in Northern California. It's late October 20th or 21st, I believe, and the weather is just fantastic. It's about 70 degrees, maybe 75, and it's going to be a beautiful day all along the coast. And as I'm driving along, I'm just trying to give thought as to the trip that lie ahead. And I don't really have specific plans other than, you know, my destinations that I want to see along the way. So right now, 1 o'clock, you figure it's going to take me about an hour to get down through San Francisco. And then once I'm through San Francisco, I'll pick up Highway 280, and that'll take me to 85 and then jump back onto 101. And you figure probably down to, I'm going to stop around Gilroy, have some lunch, so I should be in Gilroy at the latest 3 o'clock. And what I was thinking was that I may just go over to Carmel, and I could get over to Carmel at about 4:30 maybe, and pitch a tent and maybe take a nice ride around Point Lobos. Wake up in the morning and cycle around the 17-mile drive and then head down towards Pismo Beach. Or I may just go ahead and try to hit that winery that is owned by a relative of my friend Margaret. So we'll see what lie ahead, not too far from the Golden Gate. Okay, we're about 1.5 miles from the Sausalito exit. It is now about 1:15 and traffic is really light. So what I'm going to do, the Sausalito is right across the bay from San Francisco, and the very last exit on 101 before the bridge takes you up to a really nice scenic area up above the Golden Gate and the bay. And on a day like today where there's no fog, it's going to be a gorgeous view. So before I head over the bridge, I'm going to stop and just kind of go up there. If you can see off to the left there, you'll see the Bay Area. I don't know how well it'll look here in the video. And then here is a tunnel that you go through. And when you come out this tunnel, right on the other side is such a great view of the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm going to slow down just a little bit. And there you'll see it. Isn't that beautiful? Alright, so I'm going to just come on down and take the Sausalito exit. And then we'll go up and check out the view from the Golden Gate National Recreation Area. Well, there it is, the Golden Gate Bridge. What a great decision to stop here today. It's really hit or miss when you stop here, because quite often it's just total fog and you can't see a thing. But today there is just a breathtaking view of San Francisco, the city by the bay. If you ever hear that song by Journey, when the lights go down on the city, that's the city in the song. And there's a large ship. It's a Honda ship that is heading out underneath the Golden Gate Bridge right there. Zoom in a little bit. A friend of mine, Justin, is in Baltimore, and he's training right now to be a merchant marine. And I will surely forward this link to him. Looks like there's people up there on the front. So this is the Golden Gate National Recreational Area. You can see Alcatraz. And there's the Rock. They say only one person ever escaped from there. Never found him. But there were reports that a gentleman died in the Midwest not too long ago, and that was the gentleman that had escaped from Alcatraz, or so says his family. All right. So it's about 1:30 right now. I am hoping to be down in Monterey Bay at about 4. So let's continue on with this California road trip. And as we do, I'll just take a nice little pan of the recreation area. This was the road right there that was in the movie Basic Instinct. I'm sure it was in a lot of other movies as well. But a movie with Sharon Stone and Michael Douglas that I happen to be an extra in. So anyway, a little bit of nostalgia. Okay, let's get back on the road. On the way back to the car, I thought I'd give you another shot. This is what's called the Marin Headlands. That road leads up to the Marin Headlands. And a lot of people come up here and go cycling up and out along the coast. There's a gentleman coming up right there. The roof rack that I bought, so far so good, holding my breath, but it's doing well, and the bike is securely on there. So good decision to buy that stuff. Okay, let's head on. You know, before I take off, I thought to show you this. This is my Motorola Droid phone, and before I left home, I hooked up a Slingbox unit to my cable, my AT&T Uverse, and interestingly enough, I'll be able to, well, I can watch TV anywhere on my phone. I can just bring up this application, the Sling Player, and I'll have phones. So for example, I can be driving down the road, and this I know I don't I do practice safe driving, but I can, for example, put Fox News on, or put a baseball game on or something like that, and just have a little TV right there. So I'm gonna get that going here for the rest of the trip. Alright, here we are going over the bridge, and as you can see, there's two ways of traffic, and those cones going down the center. Right now I'm going south, and there's three lanes going south, and there's 3 lanes going north. But around rush hour, when everyone's leaving San Francisco, these trucks will come down and they'll switch those cones, giving you 2 lanes going south and 4 lanes going north. So, never get tired of driving over this bridge. I've lived here for over 25 years, and boy, I'll tell you, every time I go over this bridge, I just really, really, really appreciate it. Not long after I first moved here, they had the 50th anniversary of the building of the bridge. That was back in the 1980s, I believe, or early 90s. And they closed the bridge, and there were so many people on the bridge that day that the weight was actually causing concern for these cables that you see that are suspending this bridge. So I'm going to work my way through San Francisco and pick this back up on the way down to Carmel and the Monterey Peninsula. Okay, I'm on Highway 280 headed down to San Jose. I'm about 1/3 of the way from San Francisco down to the San Jose area. And this Highway 280, I'll get on 85, and that'll kind of go around San Jose and then get me back on 101 headed down into Gilroy, where I'll pick up route, I think it's 156 west over to the Monterey Peninsula. Very little traffic. This is this highway here, Highway 280, between San Francisco and San Jose, has been rated one of the more scenic highways in the United States. And as you drive along, it's just mostly rolling hills and forest, and there's some lakes. It's just really a beautiful area. Okay, I'm on Highway 85, not too far from 101 South, and interestingly enough, I'm driving along and there's a Google self-driving car. Looks like it's a Toyota Prius, and it's got some type of gizmo over the top that's kind of spinning around. I don't know if I'm assuming somebody's in the driver's seat. Somebody must be in the driver's seat. But anyway, thought I'd share that with you. You can go on Google maybe and just type in Google self-driving car program. A California road trip wouldn't be complete without a stop at the In-N-Out. In-N-Out is a hamburger chain in Northern California. I believe they're only in Northern California. It's a fantastic place to eat. All they eat, or all they serve, is just hamburgers and fries and shakes. So I'm gonna go on in and have some lunch.
Hi, how are you? So
Alright, here we are on 101 South. I'm going to pick up 156 going west. That'll take me over to Monterey. It's a really, really nice drive through here. I used to live in Monterey, and I've taken this road so many times going back and forth to Santa Rosa. Alright, so it's about 20 minutes to 6 right now, and I just got off Highway 1 in Carmel, and I am on Carmel Valley Road. This road is going to take me about 4.5 miles to Schultz Road, and then I'll take a right, and the RV park should be on the right-hand side. I'm not that familiar with this area, but I couldn't help but to think as I'm driving in here that the road is really nice for cycling. So maybe, who knows, maybe in the morning I'll get on my bike and ride out to Highway 1 and back, and that'll give me a nice 10-mile ride. Okay, so here we are. We're at the Saddle Mountain Campground off of Carmel River Road. From what I've seen so far, it looks great. Nice office. I got all checked in. It's $35 for the night. And the campground host was telling me of a nice little band that's going to be playing down the road that I might go check out. So there's not that many people.
Camp host with wet hair.
Okay, so that's the campground host. So there's not that many people, camping tonight. I think I might be the only one. There's not a cloud in the sky. I think it's going to be really, really clear. She told me to look out for the. There's a mountain lion. They've been having an issue with a mountain lion, and I guess there's wild turkeys around here. So there's a nice area up there where you could have a barbecue. And then here is the pool area. Okay, let's go get up the campsite. I'm in campsite number 2 tonight. Okay, so here's my campsite. I'm in spot number 2 at the Saddle Mountain RV Park in Carmel. And I got here just in time, got everything set up. And it's an average campground. I think the scenic rating on this campground is a 6. And I'm in the trees. Have the place to myself tonight. So that's going to be nice. There's nobody else that's camping over, tent camping at least. There's a lot of RVs up the road there. And then also right up on the road there's a bathroom with a shower. And I can take my shower there in the morning, and there's also an electrical outlet up there, and I can charge my phones. So it's about 6:45, and I'm going to go ahead and head down into Monterey and hang out there, and then come back and call it a night.